Hello and welcome to What the F*** Just Happened Today, your essential guide to the daily shock and awe in national politics. I'm Joe Amditis. Let's get to it. It's Thursday, July 27th, 2023. Welcome to day 919. Trump's attorneys met with prosecutors from special counsel Jack Smith's office ahead of a potential indictment connected to his efforts to overturn the 2020 election. Trump said his attorneys had a productive meeting with the prosecutors, which Trump said included his lawyers explaining to Smith's team that "I did nothing wrong, was advised by many lawyers, and that an indictment of me would only further destroy our country." Trump also said that no indication of notice was given during the meeting. Last week, Trump received a letter notifying him that he is a target of the special counsel's investigation. An indictment would be the third for Trump, who was indicted last month on 37 criminal charges related to his handling of classified documents. He was also indicted in April on 34 counts from the Manhattan District Attorney related to falsifying business records in connection with a hush money payment he made to Stormy Daniels. The grand jury that's hearing evidence in this probe typically meets on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but a court official said that there have not been any indictments returned today and none are expected. Trump is the current frontrunner for the Republican presidential nomination, and no former or current president, other than Trump, has ever been indicted. Moving on, Ron DeSantis cut more than a third of his presidential campaign staff. Some 38 staffers were let go from the campaign since its May 24th launch. The campaign sent a note on messaging guidance to its supporters saying the campaign is leaning into the reset and will embrace being the underdog as it cuts down on event and travel costs. So far, the campaign has spent 40% of the $20 million it raised since DeSantis entered the race. Meanwhile, Mitch McConnell was escorted away from cameras after he suddenly froze mid-sentence and stopped speaking for about 25 seconds during a press conference. While the 81-year-old senator has claimed since then that he's fine, he also fell 2 weeks ago and has been using a wheelchair periodically to get around. Earlier this year, McConnell suffered a concussion after falling down. Meanwhile, 90-year-old Senator Dianne Feinstein appeared confused and mistakenly started reading a statement during a routine Senate Appropriations Committee vote, which only required her to say aye or nay when her name was called. Feinstein announced earlier this year that she will not run for re-election in 2024. Moving on, the United States economy grew at a faster than expected pace during the second quarter of 2023. GDP increased at a 2.4% annualized rate for the April through June period after a 2% pace in the previous 3 months. The Federal Reserve says it no longer expects a recession to begin this year. And finally, the Supreme Court allowed work to resume on the Mountain Valley Pipeline. Last month, the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals temporarily blocked the completion of the natural gas pipeline while the court reviewed a provision in June's debt ceiling legislation, which mandated the completion of the pipeline and barred most legal challenges to its construction. The pipeline provisions were added to the Fiscal Responsibility Act in order to secure Joe Manchin's vote for the Inflation Reduction Act. That's all for now. You can find the links and sources for all of these stories on the main website. And as always, visit whatthefjusthappenedtoday.com for the latest news and headlines. Until next time, I'm Joe Amditis.